Yeah, hi guys. Last video we have discussed a lot about recovery models, right? What is recovery model? What is recovery model? How many types of recovery models are available? What exactly each recovery model is performing? Okay, how to switch the recovery models? And whenever you are switching the recovery model, what are the best practices you need to follow? We have discussed a lot, right? Again, I'm telling very important concept over the interview, overall real time as well. In a real world, over the interviews also very important. Today we are going to discuss most important concept as a database administrator. We need to protect the data. We need to protect the data. Either it can be natural disaster or it can be human made mistakes. Okay, something assume here working on urgency case, you got unfortunately behalf of one database you deleted one more database, or some application team behalf of one table they deleted one more table, they inserted duplicate values, duplicated data. That could be any of the reason, either natural or human made mistakes. Something happened to your SQL, something happened to your database, something happened to your objects which are placing over the database. So how you can recover it? That is what main our target as a database administrator. How can we can recover the data? Even take your educational documents for your understanding, and you are carrying the original documents, or you are making into one image or a PDF. You save in OneDrive and hard disk or a laptop and hard disk in your you will keep, right? Yes or no? Multiple copies you placing, right? You are placing secure you are placing for you are securing data, right? That is your life, right? If something happened to that data, they may lose, right? Take bank data, very sensitive data. Data is something database gone means assume what about your data which is available in the database, and that is what we need to discuss today. And backup is the one of the critical activity where we have to explicitly taken care. We need to take care as a database administrator. Whenever you are installing the SQL server, the major one of the prerequisites, you need to configure backups on every server. This is the one of the best practices you need to follow. Once you create SQL server, then you need to create the backups for its as per company policies, and how your backup as per company strategy. I'll explain you. Backup means I can recover the data with help of backup file. If you don't have any backup file, then it is gone. One of the customer they reached us when we are working. So as a database, so database got corrupted. I asked them any healthy database backup is available. Unfortunately, they didn't taken any backup, and then gone nothing is available. If no backup is available, how you can recover the data, right? How you can recover the database? Even interview also they will ask this type of questions. I am having a database, critical database, my database corrupted, and I don't have any backup file. How you can recover the database without backup? Let me ask one question. No, right? Our straightforward answer is no. We'll ask DBA team whether backup is available or not, and Windows team whether snapshot is taken on disk level backups, or disk level backups are taking the file level backups is available. We'll ask the Windows team or storage team. If Windows team and storage team is telling we are not taken any backups, and if SQL team is telling not taken any backup, then how you can recover, sir? So straightforward answer is no. Backup not able to recover completely. There will be data loss. That is it. Okay. Backups are very critical activity. Even though out of your career performing backups and restores only. Even though throughout your career you are performing backups and restore only. In SQL Server, what are the different types of backups are available? We have. Let me share my screen. We have different types of SQL backups. We have full backup, we have differential backup, and we have transaction log backup. And you can call T log backup, and you can call log backup. Either you can call it as log backup, you can call it as transaction log backup, you can call it as t log backup. Okay, these are three are very very important. It is regular backups. These are all regular backups, sir. We have lot many. We are going to discuss. Okay, first let me consider these three backups. These three backups are regular backups, and one mostly we are going to configure every instance. We are going to configure these three backups. Every instance, these three backups are regularly, continuously running. That is why we are calling it is a regular backups, full backup, differential backup, and a transaction log backup or T log backup. So first of all, what is we are going to discuss what is full backup. Full backup is nothing but entire your database backup. Simple answer. Don't make it very complex. Okay. Entire whole your database it is taking entire whole your database it's taking database backup. So what is the current state of your database exactly? The current state will be taken by the backup means currently what kind of and how much data is available. It will take complete that into the .bak file means your entire database backup. So what is that and database backup, and it is also baseline backup means baseline backup means without to taking the full backup you cannot take any backup. When you create a database means you need to perform the full backup first, later you can perform whatever backups you can. But first whenever you configure database, first you need to take a full backup, traditional full backup. You need to perform the full backup. Without taking full backup on newly created database, no other backups can be executed, like differential backup, like tlog backup. You can go for Azure also, same hierarchy in on-prem servers and Azure. You need to follow the same hierarchy. So full backup means so it will take care entire your backup database. It is also baseline backup means without taking full backup we cannot take any other database backups. Okay, now that is the 2 points means what you means first time whenever whoever listening assume this is my test db, this is my database, and test db it's having 1 tb of data. So when you take the full backup, assume it will take complete 1 TB, 1.5 TB, right? 1 TB backup the complete, right? So your database size is 1.5 TB. Your database size is 1.5 TB. Your database size is suppose your database size is 1.5 TB and 1 TB, and your database size is 500 GB. How much database it will take complete database backup? How much time it will take to complete the database backup? And it will keep on in the on disk, right? Whether your disk is being selected, and it is the baseline backup means if you want to perform any other backup first you need to take full backup. Every database that is also pointing time recovery is the possible that we are going to discuss. If something is if someone is asking what is the full backup, and if someone is asking what is the full backup, you need to tell full backup is the baseline backup. So entire backup, so entire the database it's going to take care the backup at the current state. If someone is asking what is the full backup, okay, full backup is like baseline backup. So entire database going to take care backup at the current state. If let me ask one question. So to take 1.5 TB, so to take 1 TB database backup, how much time it will take? There is no time interval, right? How much time it will take depends on your networks. We cannot tell 4 hours or 5 hours or 3 hours. Depends on your network, or 2 to 3 hours, 1 to 2 hours. It may also take some very less time, and depends on your network, depends on your storage type, whether you are storing the backup file in the ssd. SSD is the very faster when you compare with HDD. Okay, so that will be vary. Don't directly tell that 3 hours, 4 hours. Simply tell that if someone is asking how much time it will take, just you need to tell, okay, it may take, depends on your network. It may take 2 to 3 hours or 1 to 2 hours. Approximately tell minimum 2 hours. It will take whenever we are working. I just, but maybe your network is good, your storage is highest level of storage, maybe take very less time as well. But minimum to minimum, it will take 3 hours. Okay. So now I have started it 9 a.m. It will complete around 12 p.m. Right? Whatever the changes now, whatever the changes you made from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., it will capture or not. If you configure how it will capture, first question, will it capture or not? And next question, if yes, how it will know there are changes are made. Assume you have started inserting the data and updating the data after 9 to 9 or 10 or 11. Will that changes will be captured by the full backup or not? Yes, it will capture. So that is one of the very important checkpoint. It will capture. You remember right? Internal checkpoint. Internal checkpoint will be trigger whenever you initiate the backup. Whenever it is ending the backup, it will trigger the start checkpoint and end checkpoint. In between start checkpoint and end checkpoint, whatever the time, whatever the changes will be made, that will be captured by the full backup. Okay. If someone is asking internal checkpoint is the answer, definitely they will come up with this type of questions. So that is about your full backup. And now we are going to discuss about what is differential backup. First, let me discuss about the disadvantages about the full backup. After that, we can go for a differential backup. Okay. Every day, can you take 1.5 TB database backup? Assume if you take full backup every day, assume you have around 3 4 databases in one instance. Each database size is 1 TB, 1 TB, 1 TB. Assume if you take full backup, taking around 3 to 4 hours, right, every day. If you are taking the full backup, obviously where you can keep that 1.5 TB terabytes data every day in the disk usage is high, right? And what is your disk capacity should be challenging. Earlier in olden days, my data which is very small, and okay, I can handle and I can take full backup our daily basis. But now it is data is keep on growing, right? Usage is increasing and data grow is always very used. Now it's very challenging to take full backup every day, because where I need to keep 1.5 TB of database data every day over the disk, right? Then how much capacity I need to maintain, and it is also impacting my performance. And 3 to 4 hours the backup is running on the server. You are having one database is fine. Assume you are having five databases, and five databases having 1.5 TB and 1.5 dB and 1.5 dB. And now tell me how much storage you want to maintain, how much resources it may consume to take around 5 terabytes of data backup daily basis. Then Microsoft thought that is not right. Okay, let it be, go for another method, that is nothing but differential backup. Okay, to protect our data instead of taking everyday full backup, let it be in take full backup on weekly basis. And let it be start the differential backup. Microsoft thought, and they introduced differential backup. And let me ask one very important interview question. And very important interview question, what is differential backup? This is very important question. What is differential backup? And differential backup means the extent which are affected after full backup will be captured by the differential backup. That is the perfect answer. Okay, I know everybody tell us the changes after the full backup. Okay, what changes and what changes differential backup is capturing? Okay, The extents that are affected after full backup means after you perform the full backup, whatever extents are affected, that extents will be captured by the differential backup. That is the perfect answer. Okay, the extent is underlining. That is the very important extents. The extents that has been affected after full backup will be captured by the differential backup. Then they will definitely they may ask you one more question. How SQL server knows these are the extents is affected? Then your answer is your DCM page, differential change map. Differential change map will be captures the extents information after the full backup. Okay, differential backup capture the extents affected after whatever the extents are affected after full backup. How SQL knows means your DCM page. Let me open the paint. This is my DCM page. Okay. And every Sunday I'm taking full backup. And after that, whatever changes you're performing, right? After full backup, after Sunday starting performing some changes, and every day you are taking differential backup, and Monday, and you perform the Monday you perform the differential backup. How many extensions happen on Monday? Three extensions happen on Monday, and three extensions happen on Monday. Okay, so when you take differential backup, and when you take the differential backup, it will capture the three extent information in the DCM page. Okay, again you performed in Tuesday, and Tuesday also two extents has been affected. And when you take Tuesday backup, when you take the Tuesday backup, and whatever the changes you made till Tuesday, right, it will take complete backup means, and these changes will be captured by Tuesday means whatever the changes you made after full backup, right? It's the taking the backup on daily basis means Tuesday backup, and Monday changes, and Tuesday changes will be captured. And when we perform a Wednesday, when you are going to for Wednesday, you made five changes on Wednesday backup, and Monday changes will be captured, and Tuesday changes it will be captured, and Wednesday changes also it will be captured. Means assume if are delete on a Monday, suppose if you are deleted in Monday changes, Monday backup, and if you deleted Tuesday backup, no need to worry, and you are having Wednesday, right? Wednesday backup, yes or no? And what is that is what your differential backup. So when you are discussing future, I will come up with again one more concept, that smart differential backup in SQL Server 2017 onwards. Okay, we will discuss our future concept. No worries. What is smart differential backup on SQL Server 2017? Microsoft came up one more additional concept for differential smart and smart differential backup. Okay, forgot about that. We are going to discuss, and now try to understand the logic. And Sunday we are taking every day, every Sunday you are taking full backup, and every day you are taking a differential backup. Assume Monday when you take backup, there are three changes. It will be captured, and three changes on Tuesday again when you are taking the backup. On Tuesday, two more changes added, So when you are taking the Tuesday backup, it will make here very simple. And when you are going to take a differential backup, how your DCM pages exact it will copy the DCM page means all what the data is available in the DCM page, it will capture everything. That is it. Either it can be Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. um, what it will be do when you insert the when you take the differential backup, it will take complete DCM page backup means and what data is available that point, and it will take complete backup. So when you take Thursday, it will take Monday data and Tuesday data and Wednesday data and Thursday data. We need to take Friday, it will take Monday data, Tuesday data and Wednesday data and Friday. On Saturday it will take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. Okay, so that is how hierarchy will come, sir. Now you may ask one more question: when DCM page will arise? When our DCM page will arise? That is also one of the interview question, important. Once you once you again take full backup, your DCM page will be truncated. Empty again means from that full backup, it will start the differential backup LSN. LSN changes. That is the hierarchy. On BCM page, I told you right last class. BCM page, BCM page will truncate when you take log backup. DCM page will be truncated after full backup. Last class we have discussed, right? So when you insert the backup at the point, what is available in the DCM page, it will capture. That can be Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. And don't worry. And but what is the main understanding should be whenever I'm taking a differential backup, what data is available in the DCM page, that will be captured. That is it. Why they will make same changes that can be different? So s- why they will make changes, right? Why they will make same changes that can be different? So someone is inserting the data, and someone is updating the data, and someone is loading the data. So someone is creating some tables, and someone altering some tables. So whatever you made the changes, that changes will capture by the differential backup, which is available in the DCM page. Okay, why they will make same changes? Yes, right. That is what differential backup. If someone is asking when DCM page will arise, and anyone ask, but you need to answer when DCM page will arise. When you take again full backup, and it will again the full backup DCM page will be completely erased until unless you perform full backup, your DCM page keep on growing. Okay, so if you're not performing any changing, it won't grow. If you performing any changes, and it will capture by extents. If you making changes, definitely it will grow. Your differential backup size will also may increase. Okay. Now, last but not least, the transaction log backup, T log backup, and log backup. Okay, you can call it as any names: transaction log backups, and T log backup, and log backup. You can call it as any names. Okay. Now, what is the transaction log backup, and what is log backup, and what is T log backup? And whenever last class we have discussed about lot about recovery models, right? Yesterday we have last class we have discussed and a lot about recovery model. There are one key point you need to take from recovery models. Okay, when my database in full recovery model, and when database in bulk log recovery model, until unless you can take full backup, logs never truncate until you perform the T log backup. Okay, transaction log backup is nothing but capturing entire log file, capturing log file, and what is the current state of your log, that will be captured, and it will be truncate inactive portion. So that is it. So what is your current log file, and that which will capture, and it will take the backup, and it will truncate the inactive portion. So that your it can be log can be reused after truncate inactive portion. Log file can be reused, and you need to log, you need to reuse, right? Need to be reused, right? How long it will be reuse means, whenever you are taking log backup, until unless whenever you take log backup, until unless you take log backup, until unless you take a log backup, you are not taking any log backup, your log file will be never reused. Means your log file keep on growing, right? In certain time you will get a log file completely full if you are not taking log backup, because we are log file keep on reusing, right? So one of the major reason log backup, because inactive portion is not truncating until unless you need to take log backup, it won't truncate in full and bulk log recovery models. In simple, no need to worry, because simple recovery model, whenever checkpoint it will be trigger, right? It will run, and that will be inactive position. But when you are full and bulk log recovery model, how your inactive position will truncate log file and log backup. What is log backup? If someone is asking, it will capture the entire log file, and it will truncate the inactive portion to reuse the log file. Log file is releasing every time. If you are not taking log backup, how will reuse the log? How will reuse log file? When your log file will be truncated in your simple recovery model, whenever checkpoint triggers in inactive portion will be automatically truncated. No need to perform, no need to worry in a log in simple recovery model, and no need to take log backup. But when you go for full and bulk log recovery model, when you trigger the checkpoint, but it won't be but it won't be truncate inactive portion in full recovery model and bulk log recovery model. When your inactive portion will be truncate only when you take the log backup. If you are not taking log backup, your disk will be get full because your inactive portion never truncate unless and you take the log backup. That's what. So it is the perfect answer. That is what your transaction log backup. Comfortable, right? Comfortable, right? Then we can go for practical. Very simple. I'm not making very complex. Now, as of now, let me go for a simple demo how to take full backup and how to take a differential backup and how to take a log backup. Let me take backups. Okay. Let me take differential backup and let me take full backup. Let me take log backup for demo purpose. And what I'm making, yeah, I have opened the SSMS. Okay, let me connect the instance and how to take full backup and how to take differential backup and how to take T-log backup. Okay, let me take differential backup and let me take full backup and let me take transaction log backup. Okay, what I'm making, let me create one database first. I'm creating one database. Just I'm keeping a database name is the HSBC. Okay, HSBC. I'm creating database and owner I'm making SA. Don't make any changes. Keep it as it is. Yeah, my database got created and one database created and currently nothing is available. But now what? When you go for right click on the database, go to task. There is option called backup. Okay. So when you click on the backup, first I'm not taking a full backup. Okay. First let me take a differential backup. Now, whether it is a success or it is fail. I told you right. First full backup is the baseline backup and uh, let it be and let me take the differential backup. C cannot perform the differential backup for the database HSBC because current database backup does not exist. Perform the full backup database backup by reusing the backup database. I'm getting some error, right? If you want to take differential backup, if you want to take log backup, you must and should take at least one time full backup on the database, one full backup on the database. Later, whatever backups you can take and you can go and take it. No worries. First, you need to take full backup until unless you perform the full backup and other backups will never executed. That is the one important point. Let me first switch the recovery model. Actually, now I'm going to switching the recovery model to simple. The one more point I told you, right? In simple recovery model, okay, in simple recovery model, you cannot perform the transaction log backup. I have switching the recovery model. See, my database is currently in a simple recovery model, so I cannot take transaction log backup, right? Let me take transaction log backup. See, there is no transaction log backup in simple recovery model. I can take a full and differential backup, right? I'm able to take full and differential backup. Transaction log backup not allowing in the simple recovery model. In the simple recovery model, transaction or T log or log backup are not allowed. Only full and differential backups are allowed. Okay. Let me make it as a full recovery model. Now my database in full recovery model. Okay. And right click the database and go to task and go to backup. Click on backup. See full backup and transaction and differential backup it is showing, right? Let me take a T-log backup. Okay. In uh, in full recovery model, in performing transaction log backup. Okay. Let me take a transaction log backup. Different error I am getting, right. Backup log cannot perform because there is no current database backup. See, same that is what I told you. Without full backup, we cannot take any backup, right? That's what you are getting this error. Let me take first to choose the full backup. Keep it as this. And choose database. Okay. And no worries on the file and file groups. We're going to discuss in a while. First, let me complete the database level, and here I don't want to here and backup your disk or backup to URL. Earlier, like 2000 and 2000 are to tape level backups, and you can directly take the backups to the tape. You can take directly backup to the URL. Okay. You can take directly backup to the disk and your local disk, and you can take networks your network disk, and you can take anywhere. And so what is URL means will show you whenever you are discussing Azure. So we can store in the backup file in the Azure blob storage accounts. So whenever we are discussing Azure, I will show you practically and how to take backups directly to Azure storage containers. Okay, either it can be use your storage container, it can be AWS, you can store S3 buckets, or it can be Google Cloud buckets, you can store it. So to take backup to URL like SharePoint and SharePoint URL, your they will share SharePoint URL. You can also store the backups in the SharePoint URL, and you can store in the backups into the containers as a Azure containers, Azure containers as a Azure container, or S3 buckets or Google Cloud buckets anywhere. It also like storage only. That part of cloud we can discuss in cloud part. Azure called as a storage account in AWS. We can call S3 buckets, and in Google Cloud we can call buckets. In Alibaba will also almost same only. Same concept, and dashboard should be different, but algorithm is the same concept. So as of now, everyone choose disk in Azure as well. We are going to discuss in URL. Hope you understand, sir. Before 2000 and 2008 or 2, you are getting one more option called tape. You can take backup to the tape level, and so directly to the tape, and now no more is pointing. It is disabled, and earlier 2000 2008 R2 we can able to perform. You may get also chance to take tape level backups. uh, Now you can choose disk level, and click on default location. It is pointing means whenever you are installing in SQL server, right? You have specified to take the backup location, right? You remember that location? It will be pointing that location only. Suppose I am going to properties. Your backup location is right. Is the right? This location is pointing whenever we are installing that location only. It is pointing. If you want to take here itself, you can take it, or else you can. If you want to different location, you can remove and you can add a different disk here. Otherwise, you can go for as it is and up to your point. That is up to your where I want to take either the same location you can take. If you want to take different disk, you can go and here select that location. May I will explain you one algorithm. May you can follow that one. You can follow whatever. So HSBC is my database name, sir. Just HSBC mention underscore full. I am putting the backup file name is the HSBC underscore TSK004656 underscore full dot BAK. Okay, full backup and differential backup should be dot .bak. For transaction log backup, extension will be dot .trn. And one more also you need to add underscore full here. I can give you why I am making as a full. Okay, database name and task and underscore full. Just I'm giving just giving for the underscore. I'm giving, sir. If anyone also verified this is the one file and this is the database and this is the task, this is the full backup. If someone tell you the full backup by seeing the name itself, they will think that is the full backup and this is the database name and this is the task, this is the full backup. They will think. Okay, you can give whatever names and you want again, that can be up to your mark and click on OK. Here lot many options. Forgot about it. This all. We'll discuss one by one. Just click on. Don't go other option. Just click on. Don't go any other option. Just I'm showing a full backup how to we can perform. Okay. Yes, my backup got successful. Now you can go and verify your backup file. Go to program files. Go to MS SQL server. Go to 150. not there. And here go to here MS SQL and go to backups. Here we can see right backup file which I have created. Around it is 4 MB. It is also like showing a percentage, how much percentage, and it is 100%. Click on OK. When you use databases, you can go like 5%, 10%, and 20, 30, 40, like that it will show. It is only 4 MB, right? That's why it will go directly 100%, and almost it is 4 MB only. And when you take backup, and how you look like, your backup file look like. And now let me take differential backup. And I can remove this. Go to these three dots, and you remove full. Mention here diff. I told you, right? Full backup and differential backup, same extension should be. Don't make any changes. Now differential backup is completed, right? This is my differential backup. It is almost 2 MB. 4 MB is the my full backup, and 2 MB is the my differential backup. Yeah, this is my full backup, and this is my differential backup. Someone ask you a question also easy to identification. That's now that is why we have mentioned the dot underscore full and underscore differential for easy identification. What is the full backup and what is differential backup? It is very easy identification. Let me go for a transaction log backup, and click on the database, and go to task, and go to backup. Now go for a transaction log and go to this path. Just to mention hsbc.trn. Now extension should be changing. So tlog backup, the extension will be .trn. For full backup, differential backup, the extension will be .bak. And again click on OK. Click on OK. Now it is done. Now when you go here, you will see the transaction log backup. You are able to see transaction log backup, right? SQL Server transaction log backup, almost 172 KB. You will see the transaction log. Here mention the transaction log backup. For full and differential backup, they didn't mention .bak file. For full and bulk log recovery, bulk full and differential backup, please you should mention the name and full and underscore full and underscore diff. That is our understanding purpose. Base, I have not explaining any other parameters, and this is the base to take the backup for GUI, graphical user interface. Now I want to take from command prompt. I want to take backup from the SQL. Now let me delete all three of backup files. I have deleted three of them backup files. I want to take from the command lines, means by command backups. There are lot many parameters I yet to discuss, and hold on. And let me go for a new query window. Let me write a query. query is the backup database and database name HSBC to disk equal to mention the specified path HSBC underscore ticket ID I told you right TSK 0004646 underscore full dot BAK mention go. This is the command if you want to take backup full backup and backup database and database name and to disk is nothing but the take full backup. It is done right full backup. Let me go and verify. See your full backup is came right. And if you want to before run the query you need to parse the request whatever query you written right. You can parse and execute it. If you getting any if correct is query is correct or not you need to verify and you can click on parts and after that you can execute it. This is from TSQL level and how to take backup very important. At least you need to remember these comments and you can go for same as it is differential as well. Backup database name to disk. But here a small change you need to mention here the differential. Go and execute. Here only one parameter you need to mention with the differential. Okay. Now it will become the differential backup. If you are not passing this differential, that will be default. It will choose the full backup. Go to parse the query. Command is successful, and go to execute. Got executed right. Go and check. This is my differential backup. Let me take a transaction log backup as well. Here a small change you need to perform, and here backup it will not come any database. It will come log backup log HSBC to disk and path location and extension should be .trn. When you trigger the log backup, when I execute it will parse and execute it. Go and verify. Here transaction log backup is happen right. These are three commands we will use take backup from the command line. Okay. As a database administrator, you need to remember these three at least in three very important. Okay, it is a regular backups. These are very important. Now we are going to something very interesting option, and then we will show you how to get the history information for your understanding. And let me go to Google how to check backup history. You can get number of logs. Can take anyone. Go and execute. Around six backups are showing right. First we have taken GUI method and after that we have taken query window. Six backup is happen in this week. That is what here showing. And in SQL server we'll get it lot of blocks and if you want to see your backup history this is the complete information you will get it. In Google you are having multiple script where you can get the more information. Then this is the simple for your understanding. Who ask you first? I'm going to explain you same things. Just MSDB. MSDB is the captures your backup information and restore information and log shipping information. Now let me go for the special types of backups and what are the other backup for your understanding and other backups are available in SQL server. We have copy only backup and other backups are available in SQL server. The copy only backup. Okay. No other backups are available in SQL server. That is one thing and copy only backup. The first question there are they may ask you one what is copy only backup very important interview question without disturbing LSN chain of your regular backup for your simple understanding whatever you are searching in Google also you will get it the same answer only without disturbing LSN chain of your regular backup. If you want to take the backup you will go for copy only backup without disturbing LSN chain of differential backup, log backup. If you want to take manual backup, you'll go for copy only without disturbing LSN chain of differential and log backup. If you want to take manual full backup, you will go for copy only backup. So copy only is not compatible for your differential backup and copy only backup. Copy only full backup. You can perform. You can take it on full backup on copy only and copy only you can go for a transaction log backup but copy only the differential backup is not supported for the backup. Again, I'm repeating the same, and without disturbing LSN chain of your differential backup and log backup. If you want to take manual full backup, log backup will go for copy only option. That is what the perfect answer. Still we are getting confused. Already answer your question is, when you take full backup and what is happening on the back end DCM page will erase, right? You remember, when you take full backup, your DCM page will erase, right? Without truncating DCM page, if you want to take full backup, and you need to use copy only option. For your understanding, if you tell this answer, definitely they will impress everyone, and they will impress, and damn sure whatever you are finding in the blobs, and not that perfect answer. Without touching a DCM page, if you want to take manual full backup, then you can go for copy only backup. Still who are not working, still they confuse. I told you, right? Full backup, differential backup, log backups are the regular backups, and means in back end they are keep on running, and you got a request in middle of, and one user is asking, hey, can you please provide me full backup. If you're directly going to take in the full backup in a manual full backup, what will happen? Your DCM page will erase, right? On Wednesday, we are taking full backup. As usually, the backups are keep on running in the backend, so they will configure the jobs, right? And we are configure the jobs, right? Either it can be tool level, either it can be tool level, either it can be SQL level. That backups are keep on running, right? When your backups are keep on running in the middle of, if you want to take full backup, if you want to take full backup, then you can go for copy only. So don't take normal backup. So just now we take normal backup only, and we need to pass one more parameter, that is copy only. If you forgot to pass the copy only, then backend your DCM page will be erased. Means if you are taking Wednesday full backup, and Thursday when you take differential backup, and it will be follow the Wednesday full backup, and LSN change, it is again critical to you. Something happen your database, please be careful. When you are taking manual full backup, mostly we never take manual backups. Manual full backups, we'll take it. Make sure that you need to take copy only option. When you take copy only option, it won't touch your DCM page. Very critical option, and critical critical interview question as well. We have one more mirror backup. Suppose if you want to take the backup multiple copies for same database, multiple copies on D drive, I need to take one copy, and C drive I need to take one copy, and F drive I need to take one copy. If I want to if I want to take multiple copies and the same time, then you can go for mirror backups. If I want to take the backup of the database, multiple copies, same database backup, but multiple copies, then I can go for mirror backup. And there is no strange thing, right? Where we can go it here. We never tried this option as well, because we will take multiple copies on the same server and different drives. There is no use, right? No use. Storage is the very important for us, but there is the option Microsoft is providing, either you are using or not. But what is mirror backup means? I want to take the database multiple copies, then I can go for the mirror backup. That is the simple answer. And one more is available, that is split or stripped backup. This is something interesting, and we never perform this as well, but we need to make note whenever you are attending interviews as well. And assume you are having 500 GB of your database, and C drive, D drive, E drive, and G drive. Four drives are available in the each drive having, and suppose 250 GB and 150 GB and 150 GB and 200 GB. Now you are having database which is 500 GB. Now I want to take backup of this database. How will take if don't have enough space? If you don't have enough space to take the backup of your database, then you can go for a stripped backup or a slipped backup. I'm choosing C drive. Suppose C drive having 250, D drive having 250, E drive having 250, F drive having 250. You can choose different as well. I will show you one more point, important point. If drive space is different, what will happen? I will explain to you. If I'm choosing C drive and D drive and E drive and F drive, okay, splitting the backup, splitting the backup by choosing the different disk. That is, you can call it as a split backup or you can call stripped backup. Now, sir, one more point you need to make note, and how much capacity it will go for each file. Suppose this drive how much space it will require, and this drive how much space it will split it, and this drive how much space it will split it, and this drive how much space it will split it. That is the one more point, and that is not under our control. That is controlled by the SQL server. Now someone may ask you different question. C drive having 250 and D drive having 150. Suppose C drive having 250, D drive having 150, and E drive having again 150, and F drive having 150 GB. Okay, can I go for split backup for drive space 250, 150, 150, 150? No, right? For all disk maintain the same capacity. So greater than, no worries, but it should not be whenever be lesser. It will segregate means, and C drive having C drive using 50, and D drive will use the 50. And what about remaining? That is how it will be calculated. That is how your Microsoft maintain the same level here. So that is the way I told you, right? 150, 250, 250, 250. If I'm good, I can go and take it for a split backup. If someone is asking and this kind of tricky questions, and C drive having certain space, D drive having very less space, can split the backup, it will work or not? Your answer will be no. It should be maintain the same capacity, free space capacity, okay, which is good to reach 500 GB of your database size. All disks should be maintained same capacity to reach the 500 GB. And split backup we cannot show you practically, but there is no, and if the capacity we can do it. That is what split backup. And now compressed backup. Now compressed backup. What is compressed backup? So that's what compression. Whatever we see, right? Whenever somebody is asking compress is compression, our default answer will be it will compress the data and it will store it. But what SQL is doing something is different. So whenever you add and whatever you learn from the blogs and whatever you are seeing from Microsoft blog, something vary. What is compression means? See benefits you need to understand, because compression will be speed up the your backup process, and compression will be speed up the backup process, because compression backup is similar than the uncompression backup is similar than the uncompression backup. Same uncompression backup also same data, either your compression or your non-compression, the same concept. Microsoft is not compressing your data. Make it note. Either you are taking compressed backup, you are not taking uncompressed backup. By Microsoft came up with compression, and backup typically require the less device IOs and input output, and reading the data, writing the data into the disk. And when you are taking backups, right, when you go for a compression backup, it will take very less IOs. That's make your backup speed also. That is what the compression meaning. And compression is the reducing IOS input outputs. And here one more point, when you go for compression, and you need to performance impress performance will be impact of the compression backup. By default, compression significantly increase the CPU usage. Your CPU cycles will grow some, and whenever you are selecting compression backup, your CPU cycles will grow. It will increase. Okay, and even Microsoft also it is climbing same thing. Whenever you are performing compression backup, it will be speed up your backup file, and but it will take more CPU utilization. And we have one separate session for compression and database level compression and backup level compression. Will take you one session. I am going to explain and clearly. So by default, compression is significantly increase and the CPU, and additionally CPU consumption by the compression process might advisedly impact the concentrate and concurrent operation. Means there are other background process can run to compress the process. Means IOPS and increase the IOPS also. But here major thing, increasing IOPS inputs outputs, and you are the one advantage, and there is one disadvantage. And what is advantage is IOPS will be increase input output, and reading the data and from the database and writing the disk, that will be impact. But may your CPU cycles will be increase. But that is the reason I'm telling, full backups need to take only non-business hours. Backup should be take on the non-business hours. So that is it. Wouldn't uh, wouldn't performance We couldn't see any performance issues. Don't take backups on business hours. You should take backups on non-business hours, so that even when your compression also, even it will be cause CPU and high also, no need to worry. These are all four special backups, and what are that? Copy only, and mirror, and split backup, and compression backup. Compression backup will improve the IO cycles, and it will use the CPU, and CPU will very high. So now we will go for something interesting option in the backups. When you are taking in the backups, right? When you're taking the backups, right? Here go to task, go to backups. Here no option you can see copy only backup. Okay, I told you, right? Full backup, it is compatible. Transaction log backup, it is compatible. When you go for transaction log backup, it is compatible. And when I can go for differential backup, it is disable, right? By default it is disable. When we go for a differential backup, it is not compatible in differential log backup and differential backup. Full it is compatible, and T-log it is compatible. And there are two options and are available in when you taking the backup itself. Either you can use the compression, you can use compression and copy only. Here compression backup it is available. Okay, when you go for backup itself, you can see two parameters available, and these two options will be available when you performing GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, when you performing graphical user interface, so split backup and mirror backup you cannot take from GUI, graphical user interface. You can go for command prompt, and you need to go from the command prompt. But copy only backup and compression backup, and you can go for these two options. These two s- these two options are taking normal backups, also behaving taken normal backup. So if I'm selecting a compression, so copy only I'm choosing. compressed backup. Let me discuss some of the parameters here for your understanding. You are giving here backup set. Here backup set is available. If I am giving one day, that for your understanding, sir, by default SQL server will also give one internal name every backups, and that is nothing but your backup set. That is nothing but a backup set means every time when you are taken the backup of your database, if you give one name to identify itself, that is nothing but backup set. Here backup set, this is the name is there, right? This is backup set. When you are restoring the database, right, that time we can see the backup set, and this name SQL server is giving to your backup file. Internal names are the internal, and external name we are providing. Okay, internal name. If you want to provide external name, you can provide internal name. You can change, but and don't go for by default. No need to worry. Backup set is nothing but internal name for SQL, understandable, and external we have already provided. This one is the external, and this is the internal. So that is the internal. Say backup set is nothing but internal nature, and backup set with expiration. So when your backup should be expired, that is nothing but technically you should call it as backup retention. Suppose your backup, it is a backup retention. When you mention any value, I mean 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, 5 days, you can mention backup retention, but the backup file will be available in the your disk, and you cannot use it. And as for your company strategy, you can you can set the backup set value. If mention one or two, any value you can mention here, it will backup will be expired, and that is what is your retention policy. I'm going to explain that is as well. When your backup should be expired, that we can mention. Otherwise, for go by default, you can go for 0. If you want to expire your backup backup retention policy, need to follow, and you should give any number you can give it. If you want to 7 days, you following 7 days backup policy retention, you can give 7. If you're keeping all the backups, and it disk definitely would disk will be, you will set the reduction to make your disk cleanup. Okay, so that is what retention, and what is your retention policy, that you can set your 8 hours, and you can hours also, and what is your based on your project needs, and backup existing media set. Okay, mostly it will go for the default option. We never change all these options. These are all internal mechanism. Whenever you want to do and take backup, right, you need a media. What is media storage? Either you are storing on the disk, or you are storing on SAN, you are storing on the Azure, and you are storing in somewhere. And what it is making, it will make the media. That media, whether I need to append to the existing backup set, or every day I need to create a new media, mostly will go for append, because and most of the time will follow the same media set only. Means either you are falling disk, or you're falling Azure, you're falling something. Okay, you will follow only the standard real world. Go for the update. Okay, no need to change the media, where I need to store, where I am going to store. That is the one option, and very interesting, and is one of the option. And verify when backup is finished. When finish the verify, sir, backup means once you take the in the backup, right, it will start verify your backup, whether backup is success or not, and whether backup is valid or invalid. The backup is valid or invalid, it will verify. So These are three options I am going to focus. What are the three options we are going to focus? I am going to focus here copy only and compression and verify in manual backup. When you are taking manual backup, these three are very important. What are the very important parameters when I am going to follow the regular means? What is the database what what is as a database administrator, what is maintenance plans we are going to configure backups and a checkpoint and reconfigure and strings and what are the options we will follow for the maintenance plans level. That is the daily basis and a weekly basis it keep on running. But when you are taking manual backups, so these three important points copy only and compression verify when backup is finished. Once you selected everything, once you selected everything from GUI graphical user interface and suppose I am taking full backup. I have selected that backup to the existing media set, append to the existing database backup set, and verify when backup is finished, and go for compressed backup. After that, you can everything selected in GUI. There are lot many options also available and stats and Norwind and download and no edit. There are a lot of other options also available and stats also you can mention here. And if you want to large database, you can mention stat. It will specify the percentage like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 like that. If you mention the stats in percentage, it will show. If it is a small database, right? That's why the rate is went to 100%. If you are a large databases means better to mention here stats. So when you are when you are working with application team, application take may ask you what are the progress your backup file. Even every person need to update. That's why you need to mention the stat. If you want to tell the progress, this is the one of the shortcut of stats. When you are suppose if you want to go select the stats by using stats, you need to specify the with no format and name also should mention in the stats. Then when you're taking backups, right? With the stats, we can perform with large databases. If you're using stats, also if someone is initiated a backup on SQL part, you can get it the status. And if you are a backup, and you can also get the estimation time. Okay, and how much time it will take. You can tell to your application team. It will take clear. And if you need remember this backup command, and okay, you need to remember this three backup commands in regular backups. Here, so many parameters available in while taking backups, and we are yet to discuss file group. These are all we need to discuss. As of now, I can remember this command as a database administrator. You must and should remember at least these three commands while performing the regular backups. That is the what today's session, and we can still not yet completed backup session. We'll discuss other session and one more session. And as of now, we can covered three regular backups and four special backups, and you can see both theoretical and practical also we have tried. This is what today's session, and tomorrow we can come up with other session, other concept, and we can again tomorrow next session also some backups only. Some more options I can see in next session. Thanks for everyone. That's it today for session.